you think are some of the misconceptions that law firms and their clients have had about legal finance, and do you see those misconceptions being resolved now?
Well, you touched on most of them, and I've been at Burford for about 9 months now, and I probably came here with many of those misconceptions myself. First and foremost is the one that both you and Evan have touched upon, that law firms somehow lose control. Actually, one of the challenges as someone here who's helping our clients think about how best to manage litigation is that that's a partnership. We can't tell, we can't direct. We do that through our own knowledge and experience and working alongside them. We are not taking away the control that law firms have. And as you said at the start, we are not looking to affect that law firm client relationship. Secondly, and in that context, again, you add this, that funders will somehow force or prevent settlement. We have a lot of experience in the litigation that we've handled, and we can add value sometimes to the strategic consideration of when settlement might be best approached and how to think about structuring it. But we do not force, we do not prevent, we cannot. Thirdly, I think that there's this sort of perception that what we do is provide financial support and not much else. At Burford, there's an enormous amount of knowledge and experience that can be tapped into by the client or by their lawyers. And one real example of that, and it was something that Evan touched upon, is that we are able to give law firms and their clients a real understanding early on about the asset position of a defendant. And that can help that defendant think through how they're going to develop their strategy. And then ultimately, obviously, we can help with the tracing and the recovery of those assets. But that early sight of the asset position of the client is important. So, from my experience to date, that the best outcomes are achieved where the client, the law firm, and the funder work as a team. So I think we can then utilize the expertise that together we have. The other issue, I think, or the other two issues I would say is, I listened to the arguments before I joined Burford, and whilst I've been here, the arguments are made by those who are opposed to litigation funding, usually, frankly, out of their own best interests. We hear about the fact that funders take too much of the pie. I have seen what Evan referred to before as the importance in the analysis of the structuring of the deal as to how we can ensure that both parties, the client and the funder, in this case Burford, have the right incentives in terms of the conduct, management, and ultimate resolution of the disputes.